does anyone just jump in? Does anyone have any thoughts on kind of where we're going in terms of regulation within either external or internal? Any big things that you think are coming up?
I think one thing from our side is when we were filming back in 2017, one of the big questions that we were sort of talking to people about is, will regulation stifle innovation? And I think that's the two sort of crushing forces, is can you find a way where the two can work together? Because clearly we're dealing with an incredibly powerful technology which people don't fully understand, you know, the full potential of yet, but that goes directly against a lot of the traditional world. So I mean, obviously since 2017, we've seen much more regulatory kind of coming in and lots more kind of talk about that, how it's going to come together and the blending of those CeFi and DeFi worlds. But even talking to accountants at the moment, when you're trying to do crypto taxes, you know, a lot of this stuff, HMRC in the UK doesn't even know where to begin with. So, you know, when it comes to that side of things as well, that's hugely complicated. So I think it needs to catch up somehow, but it needs to be done in a way that I'm sure the sort of anarchists from the old school crypto hate the idea of regulation and hate the idea of KYC, and there's this constant battle going on there. But I think if we're going to get to a point where DeFi is mainstream, it's going to need to work together with regulators and find some sort of common ground.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you know, as Camilla's point is the kind of the internal regulation that's going on within the industry, and then you have that external regulation as well. And like, ideally, you would get to a point where the internal regulation is so good that the external regulation somehow meets it. But, you know, I mean, Tim, I obviously at yield.app, we're working a lot on meeting kind of regulatory requirements.